Quiet's driving me insane. Silence rattles in my brain. Yeah, I gotta get away. Always waiting for the phone, so I built my towers tall.
Hello, my name's Jasmine.
What's up, Jasmine? How you doing this morning?
I'm blessed.
How old are you, Jazz?
30.
30? Where are you originally from?
Oakland, California.
Yo, California,
From the
we
Bay
out
Area.
there. That's what's up.
You know,
Hey.
it's another day to be alive. You know, I strive to make one
Man, that's awesome.
person happy and do one good deed. And I wake up with joy in my spirit every day. You know, when I look at things that I've been through, that I survived through, that I'm going to survive through.
Amen.
The beginnings of my new beginnings. You know, like,
Wow.
I look back on my life and they call me Queen. My hood gave me that name when I was younger. But growing up, I never knew what a queen really stand for, you know, like as far as just the name in itself.
Okay, Jasmine, can you please tell us a little bit about your story, starting off with your childhood and what led you down this road?
Yeah, well, my grandmother, she's from South Carolina. My grandfather, he's from Barbados. My mom and my aunt, there's 5 of them. So I got 3 aunts and 1 uncle. And my mom and them, they was brought up with morals and with, you know, that down south love, like, you know, with both parents and stuff, like a lot of structure in the home. They from Jersey, Burlington, and they all college graduates. You know, my mom, she went to in the military, and when she graduated high school, she moved to California, and she was in the Army for 20 years. She served this country, working for the Department of Defense. And she met my father out in California in Sacramento, and she lived her life before she had me, though, you know, and been places. She had me in her 30s, and my father, he suffered from an addiction, and when they was married, you know, I'm from Oakland, and you know, that's an area of destruction, and a lot of things happened to me growing up, and that just in that town alone. All right, so you know, growing up in Cali, you know, that's a whole different caliber from Jersey. You know, like in California, like they gangbang for real. Like, you know, the Cerritos, Nathaniels, the Bloods, the Crips, you know, like the territory, the Asians, the Mexicans, the Blacks, you know, they all had their own little territory, you know, and it was hard for me growing up out there. Like, my mom, she was always at work. You know, you gotta watch who you trust your kids with, and, you know, that smile, not that smile that people, you know, say it is. And she trusted me with people, you know, and who did things to me, you know. But, you know, not getting too much detail, but long story short, I came from a lot of trauma in my life, and, you know, seeing what I seen at such a young age, you know, it was just, I'm grateful to be able to even just share that little part of my life that I got through what I got through just from birth to 12 years old just in California, you know, with the gangs, and my brother, and he into the gang life, you know. He been locked up since he was 18 years old. He's 38 now, you know, like, so coming from Cali to New York to Jersey to Philly, I experienced things at such a young age, you know, teaching myself how to be a woman at 14 years old when my mom started her crack addiction. You know, like, addiction is real, and like, it's killing us. And it's like, you can't judge nobody who do suffer through those things, because when you point the finger, it's 3 pointing back at you. So, you know, try to get in tune to who you are, figuring out the ways, because having empathy for other people, that's what it's really about, you know, stepping out of yourself and feeling someone else's pain. you know, doing a good deed for somebody else. And like just having unity in itself, like having a peace of mind, you know. Like I said, I'm 30 years old and I survived through all the battles, you know, going through the storms, you know. It's just, I'm grateful today. Like, I teach my kids etiquette and morals and, you know, how to grow through things and how to appreciate life in itself. Like, you know, because it's people who can't see, it's people who can't walk, it's people who can't talk. Like, you know, just be grateful for the little things, such as just giving somebody else a hug, some hope, you know, like, stop saying she dirty, give her a bar of soap, you know, like, the little things do matter. And a lot of people they haven't been taught how to fight through the battles of the trauma, as far as everybody don't know how to deal with their pain and the trauma they went through. Everybody express themselves differently.
Well, it seems like you had a tough life, baby girl, and you know that makes you a warrior. So currently out here in Kensington, what is your drug of choice right now?
It's crack.
Crack cocaine.
And I started off doing, my first drug of choice when I was 13 years old was alcohol. You know, and it's like, I wanted other people to feel my pain. As far as, like, I thought experimenting on alcohol and weed and, you know, it would take away my pain. But in reality, well, after that high going, the pain's still there. You know, you still got to get in tune to, you know, life and, you know, figuring out how you gonna get through this addiction. When you don't think it's an addiction, it's an addiction. You know,
right.
The insanity of your thinking. You know, I try to strive at different ways to prosper through the struggle in peace. Having a peace of mind is a blessing in itself. You can't buy happiness. Money don't mean nothing to me. Money is not everything to me. You know, like, I like to be around good people with some type of moral, some type of etiquette, and, you know, like, people that talk sense in their conversation. You learn a lot about a person just through their conversation. A 2-minute conversation, their body language. You know, like, you know, as for me, like, I do carry a self-moral for myself. Even if somebody not for me, I'm going to be for me regardless. I'm going to speak. That's how I was brought up. When I walk into the house, I'm going to speak. How you doing? Like, that's just me. If, you know, like, I'm not going to see nobody hungry. You know, I'm going to pray for my enemies. You know, like, I hope for the best. And every second matters. Every second, time is very valuable. You know, like, but I just look at my life now, like, everything was written. Like, I'm homeless right now. I never in a million years thought I would be where I'm at right now. And I still got hope. I got some type of hope in my heart that it's going to get better every day. Like, you know, I don't live in regrets. I try to learn through certain situations. You know, like, every day somebody dying and I'm still living. What is my purpose of living? You know, like, it went from crack, it went from drinking alcohol to smoking weed to snorting powder to fighting people physically. But then now I'm trying to fight myself mentally. You know, like, it's like strategizing your thinking. What's your next right move? Life is like football. The main concept is to strategize your thinking to get to put up that fight to get to that goal. Like, just because I'm smiling, my heart be crying. You know, it hurts that it's another repeated cycle. Everything I said I wouldn't do, I'm doing. I used to judge people who did crack and stuff like that. You know, like, and you know, just because my mother put me through it when I was 14 years old, I had to teach myself how to be a woman. You know, at such a young age. Hurt people, but heal people. God always send an angel my way. And, you know, I look back at my life, and even being homeless in my situation, I just know that God's still waiting for me. He's still showing me signs that, you know, to come to Him. And, you know, at this point, it's really nothing to really talk about. It's an action thing with me because I know better. You know, people they make up excuses to why they get high and stuff like that. You know, I own everything I do. You know, I had a choice to, you know, I had 2 years clean. I started smoking crack in 2018 when I came home from doing 2 years. You know, like I said, everything I said I wouldn't do, I ended up doing. You know, to repeat the cycle. You know, I'm hurt right now. And, you know, when I do cry, it don't be crying for somebody to feel sorry for me and cry pity. You know, it be tears of, I know better, that I know the potential and the intelligence I carry as a woman. And I just want to go ahead and do something different, get used to that change. You know, I'm used to hurt and pain. You know, I got accustomed to a certain way of living, you know, like, so it's hard, but it could be done. It was already done. I had to get on my knees and I prayed. I asked God to take the desire of me wanting to get high out of me. It was a heart thing. I tried the program didn't change me. I changed me through prayer. And but I noticed the 2 years I had clean, I didn't change certain behaviors. I put down the drug, but I still had, I finessed in certain areas around certain people. You know, I was my own worst critic. I'm in the way of me right now. So it's like, tomorrow I'm gonna just try to make another day to try to do something different. But that's where I'm at with it.
Within 24-hour time period, how much will you say you spend on buying crack?
Like 400, 500 a day sometimes.
And how do you go about supporting your habit?
Doing strange things for some change.
I'm sorry?
Walking the strip, doing certain things that I'm not used to.
Like prostituting?
Yeah, and you know.
How does that impact how others see you?
It impact 100%, 90% because at the end of the day, most of them still respect me because they know the woman that I am and the things I've accomplished as a mother and as a woman. You know, like, they see me before the drugs, some of them. You know what I'm saying? But it impacts a lot just because when you make certain choices, it don't affect just you. You know, I do have people who care for me. You know, I'm still young. My kid is still young, but it's not fair. It's like a selfish act at this point. They don't even look right, me being out here as a mother and as a woman. You know, as a woman, you're supposed to value yourself like you a jewel. You know, fall in love with yourself like being happy with you. You know what I'm saying? This is not living to me. Being out here, this is not living. I've been places. You know what I'm saying? I had to fight to get where I was at in life. You know, it was hard, but I got through it. I'm still here. I'm talking about it. I still got some type of ambition for myself. I'm going to still keep winning. I always wake up with some type of joy in my spirit. So the impact to me, at the end of the day, they respect that I'm always loyal to me first. Like, I could tell my story better than anybody. I could talk about me. I'm trying to take off my mask and try to figure out who Jasmine is, not Queen. Because Queen was that little girl lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, the 2 years I had clean, I went and I volunteered. I talked to women, try to give them back some hope, try to use my story to, you know, how I changed through that battle, because I got through, you know, what I was going through, you know. And it's like, you know, if you pay attention, if you pay attention to what's really going on, it's just sad. Like, this generation, like, back in the day, you was able to go outside and play. Come in, you know, when the lights, you know, you can't do that now. You can't tell your kids to just go outside and play, you know, like, but anyway, like, it starts at home. You mold and grow the child when they're young, you know, teach them that self-etiquette and stuff like that, like, but it impacts our community a lot because, you know, it's just not right. Not judge. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. Like, and the way I'm doing it is just not right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know better, and I know that this is not me being out here in this way. You know, I don't want my kids to get older and they look back, you know, I got to answer questions. I got to answer them. It's called, you know, not being there, the abandonment. Like, you know, yeah, I provide in certain ways, but it's the difference of being there. It's the difference. Like, nobody should be raising my kids but me. That shit hurt. It hurt, you know, so I just got to pray and value every second that I live.
I just want to let the audience know this is going to be in 2 parts. Jasmine is just giving you guys part one right now. You know, she's not feeling too well this morning. She's a little down, so she's going to give us a part two at another time. So I just want to just get some few questions out the way before we let her go. Okay, Jasmine, I would like to know, what have you lost due to your addiction?
Like, I lost a lot of respect and then just like I lost just on how I even value myself. Like, I'm more insecure, you know, like I don't have my kids, you know, it's just a sad situation, being as though a woman, a black beautiful woman that I am, a queen that I am, being out here like this, it's just, I'm surprised I'm still living. It's so dangerous out here, you know, like, and I just want to try to get some type of help at this point. I'm at my bottom, like, I'm ready to try to do something about my situation, my current situation. I know I'm stronger than my situation. I know I could get through what I'm going through.
What have you learned from your addiction?
That when I do get clean, well, I learned that I can't do it on my own. I learned that my story is not the worst. There's other people's stories that's worse than mine. I learned that this is not living, and try to ask myself questions. What is living? Like, where do I see my life at in the next few years? Like, what type of fight I'm gonna put up for myself to get there? What type of, you know, sacrifices am I willing to take? You know, I want to win. I'm trying to build my foundation, my empire. You know.
Okay, that's nice to hear, Jasmine. So, you know, with that being said, we're going to wrap up the interview with Jasmine. You know, we want to tell her thank you so much for her time, for opening up a little bit. Hopefully we can get her to open up some more later on. But yes. Queen Jasmine, you still a queen in my eyes, okay? Don't never let that crown. It's tilted right now, but you just got to straighten it, all right?
I am.
You're going to be
get
fine,
it straight.
Baby girl.
Mm-hmm.
Quiet's driving me insane. Silence rattles in my brain. Yeah, I gotta get away.